A Sunday morning has a weight to it that you don't find on any other day of the week. When it's grey like this, everything feels heavy, quiet, and indifferent. I think there's a fascinating contrast in how we respond to a morning like this. While most people are choosing to linger in bed, waiting for the weather to improve, others are heading out regardless, to fish, to ride, or just to see. I wanted to capture that feeling of a world that is only half awake, the moments of total stillness, and the first breaks in that silence. I've passed houses like this 1,000 times without stopping, but something made me stop here. The timber cladding is painted in the boldest, most committed red. No apology, no compromise. And there on the windowsill, in a small wicker basket, someone has placed red flowers. The exact same red. That's not an accident. That's someone who looked at their wall and thought carefully about what belonged there. We never see the people who live in the places we photograph, but sometimes they leave traces of themselves. Small, deliberate gestures that tell you something real. Whoever chose those flowers has an eye. They care about what their corner of the world looks like. On a morning of closed gates and empty streets, I found that quietly moving. I almost walked past this, just a green umbrella at the edge of a lake, barely visible from the path. And then I noticed the boots. Someone was in there, fishing rod out, completely still. I don't know how long he'd been sitting by that water, probably before I'd left the house. There's a particular kind of person who finds their peace this way, not fighting the grey morning, not waiting for it to improve, just present within it, patient and unhurried. The 50mm lens let me stand far enough back to take the shot without disturbing him, and that somehow felt important. That stillness he'd found wasn't mine to interrupt. When I edited this photograph, I wanted to honour that feeling. I pulled the colours towards something quieter and softer, almost painterly, like an old landscape that has faded gently over time. The green of the umbrella, the brown of the earth, the muted water, it felt right for a man who had decided the morning was exactly what it needed to be. Sometimes you stop for a photograph and you can't immediately explain why. This was one of those moments. Two shrubs growing side by side, one green, one deep red, both completely soaked from the morning rain. Up close like this, the water sitting on every leaf, the whole thing becomes almost abstract. It stops becoming foliage and starts being texture, colour and pattern. This is what a grey morning does if you let it. It strips away the obvious things to photograph and leaves you looking at what's actually in front of you. The 50mm lens doesn't let you reach for something distant. It keeps you honest. It keeps you here close, looking at wet leaves on a quiet Sunday and finding that that's enough. There's something about a closed gate that stops you. This one sits in a pale pink wall on a quiet street, and everything about it is considered. The arch, the ironwork, the single palm sitting in its neat circle of gravel. Someone made deliberate choices here, and yet the gate is closed, as it probably was yesterday and will be tomorrow. What struck me when I looked at this photograph was how far away it feels from where it was taken. Those sandy pink tones, the palm, the arched ironwork, it could be anywhere along the Mediterranean coast. And yet this is a quiet residential street in Germany on a grey spring morning. I love that contradiction. Someone brought a little of the south to the north and closed the gate behind them. For most of the morning, the streets had been mine alone, and then this, a single rider going through the underpass, leaning gently into the curve, gone again in a moment. The noise of the engine sounded louder in the peace of the Sunday morning. The bridge is old stone, covered in ivy, framed by the fresh green of trees just coming into leaf. It's a scene that could belong to almost any recent decade. And yet here is this person moving through it, connecting to right now, to this particular Sunday. I didn't plan the shoot. He was simply there and then not there. I think that's what I was really looking for all morning. Not just the stillness, but the moments that interrupt it. The proof that the world, however quietly, is still moving.